when I started making music, when I started putting out actual albums, like I started already traveling the world and I started seeing different things. I started being around people with money. It wasn't just about like 164 Grand Concourse, Yankee Stadium, Walton, Sheridan. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't about that anymore. Like I started just doing different things. So it's like I never really found myself rapping for niggas from my hood. You know what I'm saying? I was always saw further than just where I was from.
2014, you performed with Nipsey Hussle at Highland Ballroom.
Yeah.
Nipsey's a big idol of mine.
Uh-huh.
First time you're performing with someone on that level?
False. Yeah.
Regardless of that,
Yeah.
because I'm a huge Nipsey fan, tell me what it was like to perform open for Nipsey or just be around.
Nipsey Hussle has been a person that's always been a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? I met Nipsey because we kind of like all from the same class. You know what I'm saying? Me and Nipsey Hussle were like a part of the same era. You know what I mean? So we talking about like blog rap. You know what I mean? That's where I come from. That's kind of like my whole shit. Like when niggas was popping on blogs and shit. So the first time I met Nipsey, he's always been the same guy up until the last time I seen him at Coachella. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like the homie. You know what I mean? And like I walked in there. My ex at the time, she was like crazy, extremely like into like modeling and like she was litty. And then I thought I was lit pulling up. And then this nigga pulls up with Lauren London. This is like This is like when they first started dating and shit. So I was like, damn, nigga, I thought I was gonna come through killing them, you know what I mean? Then he came through it with fucking Lauren London and shit. So shout out to Nipsey Hussle, that's my nigga, man. I love you. Word up.
You have a bunch of singles.
Yeah.
You have Litcoin, Type-ish, Running Plays. Let me tell you.
You're going all the way in. Yeah,
yep.
yeah.
There's a bunch of them out there. Now, you get one single.
Yeah.
Played in front of, let's say, Atlantic, Interscope, whichever label.
What record would I play for a music exec right now? The record that everybody's loving in terms of the industry is Have You. Because it's like a crossover record. But at the same time, I'm like rapping on it and I'm spitting. Like I say I got the work from Edwin, so I never had to work. You know what I'm saying? Like talking spicy on a record, like, come on, man, niggas ain't doing that shit. I got the work from Edwin, man. Shout out Edwin, man. Yeah, you changed my life. You know what I'm saying? So that's the record that everybody's feeling on the industry side because it kind of opened up a different chamber that people didn't necessarily know that I could do.
Working with the house music industry, what doors does that open for you?
Working with the house music industry, it's a brand new thing for me, because I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say, like, I know house niggas and house DJs and whatever, but I always enjoy the music, you know what I mean? Like, when we sampled Break for Love, that was actually my idea. Because, I came to the table with that sample because I used to be in the crib as a baby, and I remember for some reason that was a record that stood out to me. So, you know, my uncle, he was like a real big influence in my life, and he used to watch Video Music Box all the time, and that was a record that came on Video Music Box frequently, and it always just was in the back of my mind, like one day I'm gonna sample that and make it like some new shit. So the house music, me being from uptown, it's like a natural thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, niggas know about the house music shit. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Like, even though I'm not Spanish, I'm from the South Bronx, so like I know a little bit of Spanish. You know, I fucked Spanish bitches. You know what I'm saying? Like I had Spanish best friends, you know what I mean? I've been in the Heights, you know, doing wild shit, and it's just a part of my culture. So that whole house music thing, it's just, you know, it's like a house music also is hip hop too at the same time.
Your style, you have the head wrap. You're not wearing it today, but usually you do wear the designer head wraps, right?
Yeah.
Talk to me about how you started that trend.
Yeah.
And also why you started that trend.
First time I ever wore the wrap, I bought a John Varvatos silk scarf. And the only reason why I did that is because the day before I bought a big ass fox fur jacket. It was fucking mad disrespectful, fox fur. And I was like, man, I can't wear fitted with this. I can't wear scully. I gotta just come through just looking different. You know what I'm saying? So like I bought the scarf and I wrapped it around my head like it was a do-rag.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Boom. We talking about 2014 New Year's. You know what I mean? So fast forward, then I just started seeing niggas doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And like to me, that was like, I took that as a compliment because I know for a fact niggas was seeing me doing that shit. You know what I mean? I was the only nigga. I was pulling up at motherfucking clubs and shit. Niggas was like, yo, you can't wear a do-rag in here. I said, dogs, this is Ferragamo. You know what I'm saying? And then they understood. You know what I mean?
Do you think you get your fashion inspiration from being around the upper echelon society of nightlife?
My shit honestly came from, my grandmother was big in clothes and like she always was on her shit. My dad was fresh to death. So I feel like it was like a thing that got passed down to me. Just like not even like knowing about it. You know what I mean? And then my sister kind of was like the person that showed me how to match, like showed me about colors and what went together at a mad young age. Showed me how to wear my socks in the summertime, you know what I mean, what sneakers to rock. Like my sister really, because my uncle was like the father figure in my life, but my sister taught me how to be fresh, you know what I'm saying? So she got me all the gear and shit that she didn't have when she was young, so she kind of kept me fly. So she was telling me how to wear my shit, and then I applied that into, you know, what's going on now, because a lot of people think like, I'm going to take this Louis and this Gucci and this Fendi and I'm going to put it together and I'm fucking lit because I got all design on, right? It's not even about that shit. It's like, it's all about, honestly, how you put your shit together. You know what I'm saying? Like, me personally, I'm not a big fan of, like, big-ass labels and shit. Like I could wear a $1,000 jacket and it's just like, to you it's just fly. You don't know how much it costs. But it's just, nigga, it's just the drill. I could wear a $1,000 jacket with a $10 t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't even matter for me. You feel me? The Daytona and Harlem connection comes from just me being from the South Bronx. A lot of people don't understand, like, a lot of those guys, Cameron, you know what I mean, spent time in the Bronx. Jim Jones is actually from the Bronx. Fucking AZ, he got shot up in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's that shit that happened. It's like Harlem and the Bronx goes together. Fucking Preacher, like, his shit where he fucking was having niggas bodied in the basement, like, that was in the Bronx. So all the grimy shit was happening in the Bronx. Harlem is like glitz and glamour. A lot of, you know, niggas got to pop in there too. But the Bronx is just the grimy shit. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, it just is what it is. The two things that blew my mind about being in nightlife and like how the fuck did I get here? Number one would be when I was in Butter. I had to be maybe like 18, 19 years old. This is like, you know what I mean, Richie Akiva. This is like the start of his whole really, really like, because he was popping already, but this is like the start of his shit for real. And then like, only way it was like maybe 100 people could fit down there, and the only way you was in there was you a bad bitch or if you was a celebrity. That was it. It wasn't no regular niggas in there. Don't ask me how I was in there. You know what I'm saying? But I was in there. And one night, Jet Ski comes up to me and he's like, yo, you want to meet Jay-Z? I'm like, yeah. But in my mind, I'm like, I don't want to look like I'm a fan, even though Jay-Z is like, you know what I'm saying? That's that nigga, like, as a fact. And so I like, yeah, I'm gonna meet Hov. But then I was like, the joint I was with a crazy bad bitch. She was half black Korean. She had the Halle Berry haircut. Yo, niggas was like on her body crazy, right? So Jay-Z comes and Just is like, yo, this is Jay-Z Daytona. And then my mom's shaking in my boots. I'm wild nervous. I'm like, damn, this is Hov. But I'm like, yo, what up? And then I go talking to my bitch and shit, right? Next day, he goes back to Cypher Sounds. He's like, yo, I met your young boy last night. Tell that nigga stop wearing his hats like me. Because at the time, I had the Yankee fitted on tail. Boom, you know what I'm saying? Because it's my idol. It's Hov.
Yeah.
And he knew. You know what I'm saying? He knew about that. So, that's one time. Fast forward years later, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm a grown man. I got my own wave and shit. I'm in France recording a mixtape. And I randomly bump into Kavinsky. Right? Kavinsky. Big-ass DJ. I noticed him because he has some Reeboks that I never seen before. And I'm like, yo, your kicks, and they looked like crazy worn, and they was fucking fresh to death. And I was like, yo, man, them kicks is fire. He was like, yeah, man, these from 84. He was like, you don't want me to take these shits off, though. You know what I'm saying? Because he had them from 84. Those was his kicks, you know what I mean? So he was like, yo, it's my birthday. We all going over to Wonderlust. Yo, meet Daft Punk. I never seen them without the mask. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh shit, this is fucking lit. We all go to Wonderlust and shit. And yo, these dudes, yo, we pop like 50 bottles of Cristal. Like wild shit. It was like a wild ass night. I ended up, and this is my last night in Paris. I was there already for a month. And fucking, you know, we end up at Wonderlust. Wonderlust don't close till like 6:37 in the morning. Boom, I leave, take some joint, go, nigga. I just smash. My flight is at fucking 9. I leave the shorty in the room, and it's fucking lit. Like those 2 moments in my life, I was like, yo, like I'm supposed to be here. You know what I'm saying? Like this ain't by chance. This ain't by accident. Like this is what I'm supposed to be doing with my life.
If you can work with 3 producers in 2019, what producers are they?
I'll probably give you the same answer that I would have gave you in 2007. And that would be number 1, Pharrell, will.i.am, Scott Storch.
You have a new project coming out, Super Valid.
Yeah.
Tell us what that's about. Tell us why you chose that name as well.
So Super Valid and how I got the name, it really comes from my boy Telly. You know what I'm saying? It was a conversation that we had in a club. And Telly is like a very big, like, influential person in terms of, like, downtown. He was in a group called Ninja Sonic, and it was like a hip-hop/punk rock group. It was, like, ill. It was, like, around the time when, like, Travie McCoy was lit, and it was, like, he was doing kind of, like, the rock shit and the rap shit. It was, like, a whole big thing. And he was in the club with me one night, and I was just telling him, I was like, and this is a while ago. This is before even Litcoin came out. This is like around the time when Running Plays came out. And I was going to put out a project back then. And I was like, yo, I just don't know what to name it. And he was like, yo, my nigga. He's like, you the only person I know that's super valid. He's like, niggas could be valid, but he's like, you super valid. Like, you good in the hood. Then you could fucking pull up downtown. You could pull up in the Hamptons. You pull up L.A. Anywhere you go, you already got the green light. You know what I'm saying? You super valid. And I was like, wow, that's fucking hard. And I just took it and ran with it. You know what I'm saying?
You've been single. You've been not single.
Yeah.
Where you at right now? Because they do want to know. They do want to know this.
I'm where I'm at right now in terms of relationships. I'm single right now. And I choose to be so because I'm really focused on myself. And I've always been focused on myself, and that's kind of like the reason why relationships ain't never really work out. I feel like I'm not fully satisfied with where I want to be, just in terms of some life shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to sit here and waste any more girls' time in terms of like that, because I know where I'm going right now is straight tunnel vision, and I can't give somebody like that type of love. And I don't, hopefully one day I would be able to, but right now I don't know about it.
Give me 3 things people wouldn't know about Daytona.
3 things people wouldn't know about Daytona. First off, I'm a Cancer, so like I'm a little bit of a weirdo. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I do my weird shit like dolo. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like people, like I don't like unless you know me like for like a long time, like you know me, you wouldn't see like cornball shit that I do. You know what I'm saying? But like I'm just like a weird nigga, like just in terms of that. But two, my first love was drawing and painting. I got accepted into LaGuardia, you know, for art. That's what I was supposed to do, and then I fell in love with hip hop, and my brain for some reason wouldn't allow me to fucking make music and create art at the same time. Like then, my art went from drawing on a paper to, you know, creating songs on a paper. You know what I'm saying? The third thing, those are the two things. You know what I'm saying? Just me being just like a weirdo and a fucking and like naturally talented. Like I could draw you like right now, like just you know what I'm saying? And like it's all lit, like just like regular shit. Like people wouldn't know that.
You grew up with no parents. What was the pressure like?
Growing up with no parents, I mean, like my mom actually physically died, right? And then my dad, from my mom dying, he like lost his mind. He just never could be the same person. So like my dad was very much like myself. Like, you know, like people liked him, you know, he could dress, like he was all around cool guy, you know what I mean? But when my mom died, he like his passion wouldn't allow him to just be regular again. So like he went from owning 2 clothing stores and a nightclub in Antigua to years down the line dying on a rooftop as a homeless man in New York City. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I had a dad and he would just come around sporadically. But he would always come around clean. Even though he was homeless, he would come around clean. And I would see him for like 2 months and then he'll leave. I wouldn't see him for years. And then one of the last times I saw him, it was like right before I was about to graduate. And he physically came through on some homeless shit. You know what I'm saying? Like real, like smelling like a bum. He had his arm was broken. He had dreads and shit. Like he was like fuck mad dirty and shit, fucked up in the game. My grandmother, that's his mom, obviously, came, cleaned him up. He stayed for like maybe a week and then he went back on the streets again. So watching all of that, like that was a time when I saw that, I was like, man, I'm about to graduate. Like, why the fuck do I gotta see some shit like that? Like, why me? Like, why do I have to be the nigga that's seeing this? Like, no, none of my other friends know what this is about. Like, this is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And growing up and knowing, that was the reason why I never fucking did drugs. I never had a want. Like, I've been around it, you know what I mean, for a long time. I never wanted to do it. You know, it always kind of scared me because I know already where that can lead you to. You know what I mean? Second off, I realized, like when he did pass away, when might have been like 19 to 20 when I found out. The only reason I cried that one time, like when I found out, you know what I mean? And the only reason why I cried because I realized how much alike we were, and I realized like every time I was fucked up, I didn't want to be around nobody because I always felt like I had to be popping. You know what I'm saying? Then I realized like, yo, my dad wasn't around, not because he didn't love me, because when he got found, like he found with my pictures, my sister's pictures, all our information, like he was found with that. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't like he didn't fuck with me or he didn't love me or he didn't love us. It was like he was just so fucked up. He just wanted to not be seen.
When he left, you despised him. When you found him, you were actually feeling bad for it.
I always was like, damn, my dad's a fucking crackhead, but I fucking like still love you. You know what I'm saying? So it was like a fake hate because it was like, yo, your dad left you, so you supposed to not like him. You know what I'm saying? And when he passed away, I just was like, man, like I understand, like I get it, why you weren't around. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, yo, like you didn't fuck with me, and like he took the coward way out.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I do understand that, but like I realized just how much alike we were, and that's the reason that made me break down, because I was like, that shit made me like, yo, I gotta get out of that. You know what I mean? Like, yo, dog, everybody ain't gonna be shining 24/7. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why. For some reason, I never could let niggas see me like looking bummy or hurt, not have a haircut, or when I was fucked up. Like, it'll be times back in the days, dog, trying to make it, and I would be in the crib for like 3 weeks, not with no cut, no nothing, fucked up in the game, can't even take the train because I don't got no bread, and I just don't want to be around nobody. I don't want nobody to see me like this, because everybody always saw me as to be popping, and then I started to realize now, growing up, that's a fake. It's a fake thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, popping is in your mind.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, nobody else. If you feel like you popping in your mind, that's the shit that's gonna actually lead you to fucking be where you want to be at.
What was the lowest moment for you in your rap career?
Lowest moment for me is I came back from Paris. It was 2013, and I had no bread. You know what I mean? I was just in Paris. I made money, but the money that I made, I had to spend it to live. Like, I was on tour, but I was spending money like I was in Paris. Like, I always lived like well above my means and shit, right? So I'm in Paris, come back, and I'm fucking, like, this joint called me like, yo, come link up. I had maybe $50 in my, like, to my name. So I was Gucci, the cab, whatever, right? So instead of paying for the fucking train, I fucking curved that shit. Whatever, niggas ain't gonna. I'm on the thing waiting for the train, nigga, cops come.
No.
Nigga, I get arrested, and niggas put me in the, and this is my hood, in the motherfucking bookings on 161st Street, right? And I'm like, yo, niggas locked me up. I'm locked up.
I hate that precinct.
I'm locked up, dog. And then when niggas, like, I'm in the train lockup, like, luckily nobody seen me that I know. I'm like, damn, this is crazy. And I have the 50 cash in my pocket. Like, I could have paid the $250 at the time what it was, but I just didn't want to spend it because I was trying to ration every dollar. So I'm in the train shit, and then boom, then they take you from the train shit around the corner to the fucking, to the lockup. And then I see a nigga that I went to grade school with, nigga, walking his dog. And I'm in cuffs for hopping the train, my G. And that's when I said, damn, shit got a motherfucking change, like, for real. That was, yeah. That was a fucked up moment, man. Right there. Coming from Paris, high. And that was that same trip that I told you about with Kavinsky and motherfucking Daft Punk. Then I came back to the Bronx at my grandmother's crib.
Let's go to a lighter side real quick.
Yeah.
Let's go to a lighter side of all this. You can take any cartoon in the whole entire world and make it a big fat piece chain. Which cartoon are you picking?
I probably would do my nigga from the regular show. The I forget my son's name, but the bird, the blue nigga. I don't know if y'all know about regular show. Yeah, Mordecai. That's my G. I would get a big ass Mordecai fucking piece if I was retarded. I would never do it, but if I was retarded,
if you get it for free,
I will rock a Mordecai chain, iced out.
You know what? I hope to one day make enough money that we all can rock Mordecai chains, man. But hey, man, I really appreciate you coming down here,
Word
man.
love,
For real.
yo. Hell yeah.
Appreciate you, got.
Word up.
It's a wrap, man. I'm excited. We have.